Well, good morning. This morning you find me and CJ at Dillum Stave, out near Smallborough, in the very heart of Norfolk. And this is a lovely little venue, brilliant for whip fishing. All the species that you'd find on the Broads I would expect to find in here: bream, skimmers, roach, rudd. And I've heard a few rumours that after the floods, not last winter but the winter before, there is no carp in the Dillum Canal. But let's hope there is. Anyway, it's also good for pike fishing. Nice sardine on the bottom. People do pike fish here. It's all free fishing. You will get boats mooring, and the boats have priority, and that's fair enough because they've got to park somewhere. But if you go up that end and fish near the steps, the boats can't moor near the steps. The steps always have to be kept clear, and there's a sign there saying keep clear. So you should be all right for a swim. And if you get hungry or you get here early in the morning and you want breakfast or a nice lunch, go up to Dillum Cross Keys. See my old mate Paul Groovier and he'll sort you out some nice food. I highly recommend that. Anyway, let's have a look from the drone at the area and hopefully you'll enjoy fishing here. Like I said, it's all free. It's not a secret spot. These spots that we show you are well known and are all open to the public. So, and as we're here at Dillum Stave, we're right in the heart of the Broads and we're right up near Heigham. So from here, let's go and have a look at Hickling Broad. I'll show you one or two spots on there. Specifically good for bream, skimmers, roach and pike. See you there. Well, here we are at our second venue, and like I said, me and CJ, we've made our way up to Hickling Broad. That was quite an adventurous journey with a few places that we haven't fished before. We checked out on the way, and we'll be showing them to you in the future. Very interesting. But if you recognise this place, it's where we did a little bit of pike fishing in the winter, and if you check the description you'll see the link for that video in the description. And Charlie had some good fish out of here. It's all free fishing. You've got the pub behind you, the Steamboat Inn I believe it's called. Plenty of skimmers in here, plenty of rudd, plenty of roach, good perch and plenty of pike. And I believe the bream do come down this far. It's all free fishing and public fishing. Okay, so let's move along a little bit and I'll show you some more spots that are worth fishing. Well, here we are then. We've walked a little way up the bank, heading towards the open Broad, and as you can see on the far side you've got little inlets. In the winter they are just full of fish. Brilliant pike fishing venue, and the good thing about this venue, not only is the pub garden here on my right, that's good quality food, hot drinks and beer obviously. You've also got a public toilet down the end there, which is really handy. It seems to be open 24 hours a day as well, even in the winter, so that's good. Now we're going to walk up a little bit more till we get to Hickling Broad, and then we'll have a look there and I'll show you a few spots. And as you can see as we're walking up, there's plenty of duck life, and I'm thinking to myself, well, there's a pair of geese here, there's 4 goslings on the bank and 1 in the water, and I'm thinking I've got a problem with them. I ain't got a problem because I'm not frightened of them, but stay away from them, don't disturb them. But if you look to my right, you'll see that lady over there has got a real problem. She is absolutely surrounded. Could you imagine if they did that with bacon sandwiches for fishermen? Let's go and feed the fishermen. Yeah, I made a load of hot dogs. Well, here we are now on the point, and right in front of me we have the expanse of Hickling Broad, which is just a massive broad. If you check the drone footage up, Charlie took the drone up, and you'll see it. And the spots I recommend off the point, you see the 3 wooden barges. I would go to the second one in line, casting towards the post that is out there. You see that wooden post? But no further than halfway along the second log cabin that is floating there, log boat, whatever they're called. Line that up, and out there, there's gaps in the weed, and that is a good bream spot. You'll also get skimmers, roach, obviously, and rudd. And another good bit about fishing on the point. You can just float fish down there to my left, where fish are coming in and out of the boat dikes. I've never fished there in the summer, but in the winter it is brilliant. So I'm hoping in the summer it's just as good. And now as we walk back, we're going to go down the other side of the pub on the left, where there's another boat dike that is all public fishing. This is all free public fishing and good fishing in the heart of the Broads. Well, like I said, we're going to walk back on the left hand side, and you can see this boat dike that goes down on the left hand side of the pub. Like I said, all free fishing, quality skimmers, roach, rudd, bream, pike, perch. You're spoilt for choice. The pub is actually on an island in the middle of the two boat dikes. That's how I look at it. So we'll have a walk down this one. As I'm walking down, I've got the pleasure boat in, not the steamboat in, it's the pleasure boat in. And that beer garden just looks so inviting, and I don't even drink, but I do like a good burger. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Have you been doing any fishing?
Nope, none whatsoever.
Good, because it's out of season. Well, there we go then. That's the pleasure boat in. Boat dikes at Hickling Broad. All free fishing and very good fishing. And the pub's an utter delight. Right, we'll crack off now to another venue, probably on the tidal river at Heigham. So let's go and have a look there, and I'll show you some good bream spots.
Well, we turned up at Heigham, and who would have thought it? Randolph went live on BBC Radio. Ha!
Very good morning to you, Chris. Yes, I am live in Heigham. Welcome here. It is absolutely beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. Perfect for tourism here. This just highlights how wonderful our Norfolk Broads are. And in fact, I've got a live question for you already this morning, and John, and it comes from
Randolph,
who stood in front of me. Good morning.
Randolph.
Morning.
Now, you're an angler, aren't you?
I am.
Caught anything today yet? Have you been out on the water?
No, the fishing season don't start until the 16th of June.
Okay, you're all about pike, aren't you?
Well, I fish for all kinds of coarse fish, but pike is one of my favourites.
Okay, now you've got a question related to fishing on the Broads for John Packham. Take it away.
When the tourists come and they hire a boat out, how come I find it every year that as soon as the season starts, the fishing season in June, that everybody is pike fishing, lure fishing off the boats. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing, because any self-respecting pike angler knows that comes October is when the pike season should start. And what do the Environment Agency actually do to restock the pike stocks that are in the Broads, if they do have any restocking plans?
But here live at the Broads, just give your YouTube channel a very quick plug.
The YouTube channel is CJ Fishing.
Good stuff.
Randolph.
Live from the Broads here at Heigham. There you go, brilliant.
All done.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Well, back to what we're really here for.
Well, here we are at Heigham, and I'm actually standing on the Stave, and this Stave outside Latham's discount fishing store, you can't actually fish off the Stave. So let's have a look at the spots that you can fish on this tidal stretch. Very tidal, very high it gets here. There's a little inlet over there by the day boat hire where I've caught quality perch, skimmers and bream from that little inlet just on the float. And then other times I've sat there and fished and had nothing. But the main river is just as good on the feeder. Plenty of bream, plenty of skimmers, perch, roach, rudd, pike. It's well famous Heigham is for pike. And to my left under the bridge, if you walk up that way, you'll come to some floating log cabins. And I know that spot is very good for bream, fishing off those cabins or anywhere on that bank opposite those cabins. And that leads up to Candle Dyke, which there's a link in the description to the video that me and Charlie actually went and had a look at Candle Dyke. If you'd like to reference that, the link is in the description. So this is Heigham. It's a very busy place, especially in the summer, because it's one of the main boat hire centres. And even when we now got out of the car, Radio Norfolk cornered me and I had to do a little interview. So that was quite exciting, I have to say. Anyway, let's go and have a look at some other spots. Maybe somewhere not so busy and off the beaten track. I know just the place. Well, hello, here we are at our next location. We've left the busyness of Heigham and we've come to a nice seductive area, Womack Staithe. Really nice place. And me and Charlie have fished here, and there'll be a link in the description if you'd like to see that video of Womack Staithe. But today, we're just going to show you where we fish. And the main river is always good. Shoals of bream, skimmers, roach, rudd, perch, all the same. Now what I will say is, a few years back, maybe 2 or 3, there was a big fish kill here, and the majority of the dead fish were tench. Yet you never hear a tench being caught in any numbers at Womack Staithe. But I can assure you the majority of the dead fish were tench. Now if you look over to the right, where you can see the life buoy on the side of the water there on the bank, if you come off there a little bit, there's a hole in front of that little island, and the bream do get in there. That's a good spot to cast to. You can find that quite easily with a marker float. And then, like I said, the main river is good. And then if you come into this little dike to my left, you can catch plenty of skimmers and roach and stuff out of here. Summer and winter fishing is both good. I do enjoy it here. And the good thing about Womack Staithe, you can bring the wife, you can bring the kids, you can have a picnic, and then you can just sneak off and fish the whip for a few hours while they're enjoying the picnic goodies. So let's have a look at the other end of the Stave, which is quite interesting. I've seen herds of deer cross the river up by the shop, but I do advise you not to go in the shop. It's one of the most expensive shops on the Broads. Right, let's have a look at that end then. And here at Womack Staithe, fishing in between the boats like this is classic. Like I said, there is a video in the description where you'll see me and CJ fishing in between the boats just like this and having a good day. One thing I will say, although these spots are all free and open to the public, they are at the time of filming. But due to local councils, parish councils, Broads authorities, things could change at any time. So please bear that in mind. Well, here we are then at the other end of the Stave, and where I'm pointing down the channel that goes out of this bit is where we normally see herds of deer crossing in the winter. So if you like your wildlife and you want to spot a herd of deer crossing the Broads, just come to Womack Staithe and keep an eye on that bit there. That's a good sight, believe me. Well, here we are then at the other end of the Stave, and me and CJ have done a bit of pike fishing up against those boats in the winter, but we didn't catch anything. Pike do get caught out of Womack Staithe. There's a few in here, along with all the other species. There's some good perch here too. Well then, that's about it for Womack Staithe. So let's go and have a look at some tidal rivers. Well, here we are at Cold Harbour, and I'm in one of the public swims, and this is a disabled swim. And obviously this time of the year the boat traffic is quite heavy, but not as heavy as it has been. I do see a lack of boats on the Broads compared to how they used to be, probably because they're outpricing themselves. But this, like I said, is a disabled swim and a public swim. Now most of the swims at Cold Harbour are NDAA swims. And there's nothing wrong with the NDAA. For £30 a year you can join, and they've got some good waters, Decoy Broad and lots of other places. And if you join in the winter, I think it's from the 1st of October, it's only £20, and it offers some brilliant fishing and some brilliant pike fishing. But Cold Harbour here, renowned for big shoals of skimmers, big shoals of bream, quality roach, all the species that you can think of in the Broads are here at Cold Harbour. So what I'll do now, we'll go and have a look at some of the NDAA stretch and their swims, and see what it's like up there. Right, here we are then, going into the NDAA members only, and me and CJ are members, we join every year. The other thing I've learned about Cold Harbour, which surprises me, is I was told there's no night fishing here at Cold Harbour, which I find very surprising because I fished here myself as an NDAA member until 10:30 in the evening and nobody's ever said anything. So that was quite surprising. But as you can see, if CJ wants to turn round and I catch up, lovely stretch of river, really is. Feeder fishing is so prolific here. Although I'm not saying, you know, the roach pool is good. I don't know about the whip, I've never used it. But I'm not going to walk any further up because nothing's going to change. As you can see, the swims are just cut into the bank and you go down to the river. And here you can see the stretch of river. And to the right, it goes up to St Benet's Abbey, which is also another NDAA water. So, like I said about the NDAA, for £30 for a season is brilliant. And if you join in October, which a lot of pike anglers do, I assume, it's only 20 quid. You can't go wrong. Right, well, this is Cold Harbour. So from here, on the same stretch, let's go and have a look at